We begin tonight here with these chilling new images now released of that deadly crash, the engine coming right off the plane moments before it went down in Louisville, killing 14 people.
On a clear November afternoon in 2025, a massive machine is lining up for a flight it has made hundreds of times. It is a Douglas MD-11, a three-engine titan of the cargo world, carrying 38,000 gallons of jet fuel and a crew of 3. Seconds after liftoff, routine turns into catastrophe. The jet doesn't just crash, it disintegrates into a rolling fireball that consumes an entire city block. When investigators sift through the ashes, they don't just find a pilot error or a bird strike. They find a microscopic killer, a flaw buried so deep within the metal that nobody saw it coming until the moment it snapped. Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. To the uninitiated, it's just an airfield. To the logistics industry, this is Worldport, the beating heart of the UPS global network. 5 million square feet of sorting facilities, 2 million packages a night. It is a symphony of precision. On November 4th, Flight 2976 is queuing for departure. The aircraft is an industry veteran, a 34-year-old MD-11 freighter. It began its life carrying passengers in the 90s before being converted into a heavy-lift workhorse. The destination is Honolulu. It's a long haul across the continent and the Pacific Ocean. To make the distance, the crew is loaded over 200,000 pounds of fuel. The plane is heavy, pushed near its maximum limits. In the cockpit, 3 pilots with thousands of hours of experience run their final checks. The runway is dry. The sky is clear. There is absolutely no indication that a catastrophic structural failure has already begun, silently, inside the left wing. 5:13 p.m. The throttles go forward. The MD-11 begins its roll down runway 17 right. In aviation, there's a concept called V1, the decision speed. Once you cross it, you are committed to the air. You cannot stop on the remaining runway. Flight 2976 crosses that threshold. The pilot pulls back on the yoke to rotate. At the exact moment of rotation, physics turns against them. The number 1 engine, the massive turbine on the left wing, doesn't just fail, it shears off. The mounting structure snaps, the engine vaults over the leading edge of the wing, trailing a comet tail of fire before smashing into the grass. But the nightmare is that the plane keeps flying. With the left engine gone, the aircraft is hideously unbalanced. Fire is eating the left wing. Debris has likely struck the tail engine, choking its power. The crew is fighting a machine that wants to roll over and die. They are slow, heavy, and burning. They never climb higher than a few stories. Gravity wins. The jet clears the airport fence, but drifts inexorably toward the industrial district of Kodeep. The left landing gear smashes into a UPS supply chain warehouse, slicing the building open like a can opener. Inside, the ceiling collapses on workers, but the jet's momentum carries it forward. The burning left wing strikes a cluster of storage tanks at a petroleum recycling depot. The 38,000 gallons of jet fuel on board meet the industrial chemicals on the ground. The resulting fireball is visible from space. The wreckage plows through a scrapyard, destroying everything in a half-mile radius. In the inferno, 14 lives are extinguished, 3 in the cockpit, 11 on the ground. Among them, a grandfather and a 3-year-old girl, simply in the wrong place at the worst possible moment. The fires burn for hours, but before the smoke even clears, the NTSB GO team is on the ground. Their job is to reconstruct a sequence of events that seems impossible. They recover the black boxes, scorched but intact. The audio paints a terrifying picture. 37 seconds after takeoff power is set, a repetitive bell triggers in the cockpit. It rings for 25 seconds, the sound of a crew wrestling with a dying airplane until the recording ends. The data confirms the pilots did everything they could, but no pilot can fly a plane that is physically falling apart. The investigators retrace the debris field and find the smoking gun lying in the grass near the runway, the left engine. It hadn't fallen off due to an explosion inside the turbine. It had fallen off because the bolts and brackets holding it to the wing, the pylon mounts, had simply let go. In the metallurgy lab, the story of the crash is written in the grain of the steel. Investigators examine the lugs, the heavy metal ears that bolt the engine to the wing. They find beach marks. This is the signature of metal fatigue. Think of bending a paperclip back and forth. It doesn't break the first time or the 100th, but inside, microscopic cracks are growing. For decades, this aircraft took off and landed, flexing those mounts thousands of times. A tiny crack formed in the aft lug. It grew, slowly, invisibly, flight after flight. On November 4th, the load was just heavy enough to snap the weakened lug. The remaining supports couldn't hold the weight alone and sheared instantly. The inspection that would have caught this deep internal cracking wasn't due until 28,000 flight cycles. This plane was at 21,000. It was flying on borrowed time, legally compliant, but structurally doomed.
The revelation sends a shockwave through the industry. The FAA realizes this isn't an isolated freak accident, it's a potential defect in every aging MD-11 freighter flying today. An emergency airworthiness directive is issued. The fleet is grounded. Cargo networks freeze. During the busiest shipping season of the year, these giants of the sky are chained to the tarmac, awaiting rigorous new inspections. The fallout is immediate. Lawsuits from the families of the victims, negligence claims against manufacturers, and for the iconic Trijet, this may be the final curtain. The crash of Flight 2976 serves as a brutal reminder. Aviation safety is written in blood, and machines do not age gracefully. As the industry moves toward newer, more efficient twin jets, the legacy of this tragedy will be the strict inspections that ensure no other engine falls from the sky. Thanks for watching. For more investigations into the disasters that changed history, click the video on your screen now.